Hello, YouTube. Let's talk about whether or not you should get a hysterectomy. I'm going to share my personal experience in hopes of helping you make an informed decision on if this is something that is right for you. I feel fortunate to have found a doctor that agreed with me on this treatment plan for my symptoms. After my second daughter was born, my periods were so unmanageable. I would bleed through ultra tampons, pads weren't really getting the job done. I had to leave work on an occasion because of my bleeding. And at nighttime, like your period usually calms down. If you know, you know. That was not the case for me. There were nights where I was getting up, holding my daughter while she was crying, trying to rock her back to sleep, and I was bleeding through onto my bed. And for me, that was the last straw. I was like, I'm going to find an OBGYN that's going to listen to me and give me what I want. And I wanted a hysterectomy because I know I'm done having children and there's no reason for me to be living my life around my period, which is more than 25% of my life. My cramps were awful. My PMDD was awful. My rage, like everything within me was not okay for at least 1 week every single month. And I knew that this was probably going to be only the only thing that was going to help. So again, like I know there's a lot going on with healthcare and it's not great, but I was fortunate and I talked to my primary care provider and I said, this is what's happening. She recommended me an OBGYN and she said, this is who did my hysterectomy. And I met with him and I told him what was happening. So I'm just going to tell you the process that happened for me. I went to my doctor and I said, I'm bleeding. I can't handle this. I would like to have my uterus taken out. And he said, okay, what are your symptoms other than that? And I said, I've tried the IUD, I've tried this and that. And I gave him what I've tried. It hasn't worked. Here we are. This is the only option. And he agreed. So before you have your uterus, and my cervix was taken out, but before you have your uterus out, before they do the hysterectomy, they do a biopsy. Never had this done before. There's an exam and they go in and they take out a piece of your uterus and they sample it and they make sure you don't have any cancer. Because if you had any cancerous cells, your hysterectomy would look differently than if it looked fine. So I left. I had to go back. I had to have a biopsy. My biopsy came back normal. And then I had to go back for a pre-op appointment where we went over everything. And then I got my hysterectomy on October 4th of 2024. It was a Friday. I have two very close friends that have also had hysterectomies. One of my friends told me that she felt like she could go back to work the next day. I held on to that and I should not have. I should not have held on to, oh, I'll be fine the next day. Anesthesia takes 30 days to kind of leave your body. My hysterectomy went great. I had a phenomenal surgeon and doctor and it went fine. There was one incision inside of my vagina and 4 incisions in my abdomen, and it was done laparoscopically. 1 incision is in my belly button, and then I have 3 on my abdomen. And then again, they do go in through your vagina. When your uterus and cervix are taken out, then the top of your vagina is sewn shut. If you don't know what that looks like, go ahead and look it up. It sounds kind of scary, but it is inside of your vagina. The top is sewn shut. That is your major wound walking away from this surgery. You cannot have intercourse for 8 weeks per my doctor, and then I couldn't lift anything for 6 weeks. As a mom to a toddler, I did my best. Not cut open, per se. When I woke up out of anesthesia, my surgeon told me that my bladder had attached to my uterus, and that was something he hadn't really seen before. I have had 2 C-sections before this, and my tubes were tied during my second C-section. So maybe there was something going on in there where the healing was kind of weird. But other than that, my surgery went great. When I woke up from anesthesia, I was so tired. Yes, I know that's normal, but I felt like I had just done 3 Ironman races and oh my gosh, I was not ready for that fatigue. Came home, I did record a video. Hello YouTube, we are 5 hours post complete hysterectomy. In a little more pain than I thought I would be in. I'm going to eat and hydrate. It was on a Friday and I had taken the Monday off and I tried to go back to work that Tuesday. My biggest symptom after my surgery was fatigue. I had a little bit of pain, a little bit of discomfort, but nothing worse than an awful period. And I didn't have bleeding. And that is normal because what bleeds has been taken out. I didn't have any bleeding from the incision inside. My stomach had little I'll show you. This is what my stomach looked like right after surgery. Hello YouTube, we are one day post-op and I was going to show you my incisions. There are 4 of them on the outside. I had that Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday to recover. I returned to work on Tuesday because I didn't have enough PTO. I'm a single mom, okay? Like I didn't have a choice. I needed to be making money. I went to work on Tuesday. I'm a surgery scheduler in a neurosurgeon office and I just sit at my desk. But after a couple of hours, I knew I had made a mistake. I sent my boss a message and I was like, listen, I cannot do this. I have to go home. So Tuesday, I left work. Wednesday, I stayed home. And then Thursday and Friday, I was able to return to work. My surgeon wanted me to take 6 weeks off. I know a lot of women now that have had hysterectomies and they did take 6 weeks off. Do you, girl, do you. Now that I'm on the other side of that fatigue, this was the best decision that I made for me. I'm not having any more children. I could not manage my periods and my uterus was just not serving my body. My ovaries are still inside. They removed my cervix and my uterus, and I still have 2 ovaries. I do not need hormone replacement because I have my ovaries. If your ovaries taken out, I am 98% sure that that's when you have to have the hormonal replacement because there's no estrogen. I don't know. Figure it out, but I don't know. So I still have 2 ovaries. They are firing an egg into my abdomen once a month, he said. And since I've had my uterus out, I've had no periods. I cannot tell you how nice that is as a 35-year-old who has had her period since I can remember. I think I was one of the first in my friend group to get my period. I think I was 12 or 11 when I got my period. So these last 3 months have been nice. After the 30 days of just being super, super tired, I don't have any symptoms. Do get random like nausea waves. I feel nauseous all within like 5 seconds and then it's gone. I don't know if that's related, but it's something that I've noticed in the last 2 months. I am a mom to a 2 and a 4-year-old. So I have a lot going on and I don't feel like anything has really changed, but things could have changed and like I don't really notice. I am always tired. So that is something that, it is what it is. My doctor did say that after 1 year without your period, you are technically in menopause, different for someone who's had a hysterectomy, but the treatment will be an estrogen patch per my provider. I don't know if that's different for other people, but my provider said that once you have gone into menopause, the treatment is an estrogen patch. The complications that can happen is prolapse. I did not have any vaginal births. I had 2 C-sections. So a prolapse for me was very unlikely. Straining to go to the bathroom was a no-go. Do not strain to go to the bathroom after you've had this surgery. I did have really bad constipation. That's a whole other video. So we'll talk about that if that's something you want to know about. But constipation is constipation. It happens with a lot of surgeries, especially when they're going in laparoscopically and doing a surgery next to your bowels. Your bowels do not like to be disturbed. And when they are, that constipation can be killer. If you have questions, please put them in the comments. I make these videos because I wish these were videos that I had watched before I had gotten certain surgeries. Until 2020, I had had no surgery. Like I'd had my tonsils out in high school and then 2020 hit and now I've had 4 surgeries. So that's why I'm making these videos. I want you guys to have information to make informed decisions. Informed decisions are so important, especially in healthcare. With everything going on with healthcare in America, it's already crazy. That is why I'm making this video just for you to know what you're signing up for. Hysterectomy for me was a great choice and I'm really happy that I did it. Thank you guys so much for being here. I hope this helps and I'll talk to you soon.